Everybody. Oh, I'm gonna grab my angel wings. Clearing. All right, so I'm kind of giggling on the pre-shuffle here. I'm just hearing fertility vibes, marriage, good times, good things coming. There's some giggles in the energy and a really lighthearted, lovely atmosphere. So let's get into where the DFs are at. I'm just going to have a look at how the divine feminines are viewing the connections, what they're thinking, what might be hidden, what's coming next. So this can be for divine masculines to do a check-in. There we go. Thank you, Divine Creator, for using me as a channel of only the highest, most beneficial information coming through. What can we see for the divine feminines? How are they viewing the connections at this time? What can we see for what might be hidden from the DFs and the DMs in the energy that we're able to take a look at? And what can we see for things that might be coming up next based on the energies we will see? Okay, conscious mind for the connections. Okay, we have communication in the inverse and then the knowing of the feminines. So there doesn't have to be a lot of talking to each other right now for divine feminines to know their truth, to know their preferences, and to be getting very clear on what it is they're ready for and what they're worth. So yeah, I just heard, bravo, divine feminines, you're really getting it. What's hidden in the energy? 10 of Swords. So there is a massive ending. This is the existential crisis. This is the abandonment wound. This is self-sabotage. This is rock bottom stuff. So it's also the furthest reaches from in the universe kind of loneliness and apart. Again, I'm going to say, I said it once a few months ago, I think, and this is the time, the energy that is farthest away from union it will ever be. So what is hidden in the connection right now is that the yo-yo is at its furthest point and it's going to be coming back around. But we have to sort of clear to the edges of the universe in order to have true love. What can we see coming up? An offer is coming up. So feminines, you're knowing your worth. This far reaches of the universe energy is being touched on so we can come back full spectrum into the freedom of truly choosing, not just hopeful, wishful thinking, but actual authentic choice, knowing ourselves well enough to actually know what we're getting into this time with this person. Isn't that a lovely thought? What can we see for how the feminines are thinking of their counterpart? Yeah, they're digging into their their empress, their high priestess knowing is digging into this Empress energy. This gives me the feeling that feminines, you're getting a lot of downloads right now about how good life could be, will be, what you deserve, what you are worth, what your rolling in joy will be like. You're bringing that to the table is what I'm hearing with this offer. You're offering your essence to your life, to your reality. You know what you're worth. You're like, here, this is me. This is what I love. Really take it or leave it. And for those who, or the one that can meet you in that energy, dun da da da. That's a match. There is a lot of compatibility here. Look, feminines, you're just standing there, sitting there holding this, and your counterpart is coming in with theirs, like almost like a homing device, like a compass. I'm getting that this horseman is with a compass and it's pointing beep, 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 right to your authentic self. What can we see that's hidden in the energy? 2 of Swords. So this is any blockages, any last remaining things that are being released from the energy. This is that in where once there might not have been such an available in the energy. This is that perfect click. Compatible. What can we see for what will be coming next? A big surprise. You don't see it coming. I feel like this yellow is alluding to that offer on its way, feminines. You really have nothing to worry about. Stay in this Empress. Fall in love with yourself in this Empress energy. Yeah, keep envisioning this beautiful life, beautiful energy coming in. But what you don't see is when, how, who, for some I just heard. But there's an offer coming. It's kind of like the final hour when you least suspect it, in a way you never could have imagined, better than you could imagine sort of energy. Yeah, for those that are feeling this springtime going into winter. I know in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into autumn and colder months, but this is like spring in winter, sort of magical frequency here. What can we see for how the feminines are feeling on the heart space? Wow, the Ace of Pentacles again. You're doing the inner work so that you can be receptive to everything you desire in love. An amazing lover, I just heard. You have no idea how beautiful it's going to be, because you're clearing the clutter internally to be unencumbered in love, feminines. This is on the heart space, so there's a lot of blockages you're releasing, a lot of healing that you've done. Yeah, Temperance. So there may still be a little bit of healing, but this is giving the energy of, as you heal, this comes in. And as you open to a level of receptivity, you don't even have to do the work to heal. It just melts away when what you know you're worthy of shows up, and everything else just sort of is let go. You're going to see a miracle in love, feminines. The guard is dropping. I think we got this yesterday or the day before, where the guard, the wounding is dropping. There's no more cloaking the heart or masking or building heart walls, jaded or skeptical or frustrated. That's all being shed to come into this. This is me, stripped bare of all of that wounding of the world, imprinting, predictive programming. It's just me now. And in that lays adventure, I just heard. What can we see on the heart space for you, divine masculines? This is the revelation of the deep. The moon here in the inverse in the Chariot. This is opening up the depth of emotion like a can opener. So feminines are seeing that you bring out the deep in them, masculines, but in a way that it sort of just comes to the surface in simple, beautiful ways. It's balanced. With the Chariot here, we have the yin yang, the masculine, feminine, and this is the deep internal revelation, is that you both are in this energy of bearing your souls with each other. And that does not mean lamenting and bitching, about trauma and trauma bonding and, comparing wounding. That's not the kind of emotion that's going to be expressed, that's coming to the surface here. This is the essence, the ecstasy, the ecstatic expression, gratitude, purity, righteousness, healing, joy, creativity. These are the things that come from a balanced soul. This is on the heart of hearts. Your feminines are incredibly grateful for this journey with you, masculines, because this is getting them there. This period of preparation for union. What can we see that's hidden? 9 of Cups. It's this deep heart work, solitude. Each counterpart right now really looking at the depths. There's a frog here. I heard amphibious. So the moon has a big connection with water. But we're coming up for air to commune with each other. But living in that emotional world and coming up for air, it's no longer overwhelming. It's mastered. The moon itself is no longer bound as the moon in that role of simply having to be the moon. Now there is a release, an opening. This is a major heart opening. Did I say can opener out loud? You're like a can opener, or the perfect key to the lock, masculines, where you've freed. Your feminine has been freed in this journey by the divine, by your love, by your interactions, by your experiences together. Your feminine has acknowledged themselves, has unlocked their own soul, their own heart. What can we see that's coming up? Feminines are learning what actually makes a difference and what they want to receive. 1111. So make a wish, feminines. Put it out there that you do indeed deserve being loved in all the ways that would most delight you. Get ready, because actually your masculines, being God-given, not people-given, are going to be so even much better than you can imagine. You've never seen anything yet, because you've only ever had karmic lovers, feminines. You've only ever had karmic partners, relationships. They have never given with divine love. They have never been aligned to channel divine love to you through them. As you open to receiving divine love in you, you can actually receive that and magnetize this union with a divine lover. Wow. So right now there is a deep internal receptivity, feminines, and that is because you've gone to the far reaches of the universe with your emotions and you've found love within you. What can we see for what the feminines are wishing to manifest? Forward motion. They don't want to initiate it though. They want to be in their feminine. The Fool is in the inverse, so they're preparing for it, but they do want the experience of having the masculine bring this offer in divine time. Karmic feminine energy can't wait to lock it down. Can't wait to have it done the way that they feel safe to have it given. Divine feminine energy is so in love with self and the divine and goodness that everything is just icing on the cake. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. What can we see for what is hidden in this? 7 of Pentacles. There's a little bit of a waiting time just for suspense, I heard. So feminines are actually manifesting as a collective this element of surprise. When we manufacture, dictate, construct what we think it should look like, we do nobody any favors, not yourself, not your counterpart, not the divine. We can know what is honoring. We can go through a journey of righteousness in order to understand frequency. But when it comes to the rollout, there is no fun in settling for only the best you can conceive of prior. This is a whole new level of surrender. What is going to happen? Here's that divine masculine energy in the making. This is the monogamous king. So for many, they are letting go of attachments to other ways of being. This can be I heard macho interpretations of what it means to be a masculine. Other lovers, other partners, could be letting go of legal, could be lingering, multiple options, haven't closed the door, haven't told multiple options that they are not interested. We're seeing another layer of that clearing though. This can mean that some of them have been celibate for a while, going from the Knight of Wands to the monogamous King of Wands, that is the purification happening right now. When they arrive in this embodiment, this is monogamy for life. That's amazing. So feminines, you are manifesting that level of partnership here. What can we see for the actions these feminines are taking? Stepping out of comfort zone to rely on divine timing instead of manufacturing it. Jump in the net will be provided. So the leap of faith here is that the divine and your divine counterpart can delight you with union in ways beyond what you could construct ahead of time. So there is a releasing of needing to know the details, needing to know how it will happen, needing to have to tell someone how. You've heard, I'm not a mind reader. Well, that's a karmic thing if I've ever heard it. Because divinely aligned relationships, you don't need to read minds, but you know each other better than you know yourselves. And so this is getting ready for that level of love, feminines. What's hidden in this energy? Six of Pentacles, how this thing is going to be reciprocated. Those details are hidden. I just keep hearing you've never had your aligned one come in on this level. And so you have no idea what you're in store for, feminines. What's on the way? Masculines are fighting for this love right now. Behind the scenes, maybe it's evident that they are making major changes. Friend groups, careers, living situation, letting go of the old version of self where there were options, where there were lower vibrational energies around. This could mean that there is some kind of a drama going on behind the scenes for your counterpart, feminines. So if there is a friend group or a group of shady individuals or low vibe people that your masculine's been around, they are really clearly with these eclipses seeing that those people are not their friends. I'm hearing they are self-serving, self-seeking users, manipulators, and it's not just chalked up to their trauma. There is entity level attachment with some friend groups. I'm hearing a lot of like, okay, I'll just say it. So there are sexual ritual things, cult-like things, certain group dynamics that your masculines saw the energy of in their reality. This isn't for everybody, but for some of the masculines who are spiritual warriors and who are being trained to bring energetic purity in relationships, some of them have been influenced or have come across or overlapped some pretty disintegrated groups that maybe they don't look like that on the surface, but your masculines are seeing the light and they are literally freeing themselves from confusion. So keep praying that your masculine will see their way through. This is no small undertaking. The Seven of Wands is part of the trials and tribulations that the kings and queens of wands overcome in order to sit on that throne of spiritual embodiment. So masculines are going through an exodus right now from groups. So this seems like a group of individuals. It doesn't, and it might be a group connected with a karmic lover or something like that. For some, they are leaving religious groups. But there are some leveling up for these masculines. That was a big, big download there. They're doing it though. See, they've got this height on the rest of them that they are seeing above whatever it has been that was confusing to them, or that they were giving into, or, you know, spiritually learning about through association here. This is what is qualifying your counterpart, though, to be able to appreciate you on a divine level, feminines, and to be able to give and receive with purity between the two of you. So step out of your comfort zone right now and really lean into trusting the divine, that whatever's going on with your masculine right now, that it's bringing them once and for all towards you. Because once that's done, they're no longer naive, is what I just heard. What is the biggest challenge for the feminines at this time? Waiting for the cycles to close out and staying in this destined timeline focus. What is hidden in that? Four of Wands, union. I just saw 2111. So both counterparts are anchoring in this union energy. The feminines are in stillness right now. The masculines are in exodus. Whether that's metaphorical, figuratively, or actually in their physical world. What's happening next? Yes, masculines are coming to work on it, I just heard. And so, yeah, feminines, just know that you staying focused, not entertaining lower vibrational timelines. So if you're getting any kind of ideas or fears coming in about how this won't work or how this will turn out in a way that is less than energetically, spiritually, cut that off. You'll notice you'll get sad if you start thinking about those things. That's your indication that you're going into suffering and you need to be in non-attachment. Don't let those devil energies or those lower vibrational settling energies side rail you here. This is the challenge, is staying in the light while the last difficulties phase out. What is the solution to this challenge? There's a little bit more of a waiting time where perseverance is very much needed to close out these cycles and see these seeds grow. What can we see for what's hidden? The Chariot. So things are moving forward. They may not look like they're moving forward with each other, but there's a period of spaciousness where these energies are transpiring, specifically where the masculines are leaving behind once and for all extra energies that are not productive in and of themselves, but are teachers for them, where they're overcoming these things and no longer aligning with them or dabbling in aligning with these things. They've made their decision that those things are not of the light, not of the higher good. So they have to persevere through that right now, feminines. I'm hearing when your masculines come back around from these things that they maybe haven't fully told you about. It's going to vary. Don't let that message alarm you if it's not resonating. I'm not here to trigger you. This isn't stuff that's meant to trigger you. But for those who do kind of have a hunch that your masculines are involved in certain special interest groups or whatnot that aren't of the light, not fully, that seem like a counterfeit that's pulling your masculine off course, really have compassion here, because whatever their life purpose is, once they come out of those things, there's going to be more of a meaningful ability for those masculines to help shepherd others through the valley of the shadow of death, is what I'm hearing. And they're in their final masterclass in energetics. The karma, the wands, the soul in calibrating truth. Yeah, I'm hearing specifically poly groups and sexually promiscuous, like that it's not so free love and expanded consciousness, that there's a lot of control and brokenness in it, and the masculines are seeing that right now, and really starting to understand the energetics, the mechanics of the guilt, shame, and control paradigms that are at play in those kind of scenarios. The wounding that people go into quite a bit of those kinds of arenas with. And so, yeah, just on a side note, that can be a very elusive thing when we feel so disheartened or wounded, trust betrayed, that we try to convince ourselves that we can be open to multiple energies and there's more safety in that than going deep with one person. That's an interesting irony to find ourselves in. So that was a very specific message. It's not the entire message of what the masculines are dealing with. So don't make that fit if it wasn't yours, but that's in the energy that I have to say. What's hidden in the energy here? The Empress. Yeah, so you right now, feminines, are being shrouded from your masculines so they can do some of the cleanup work, whatever their cleanup work looks like right now. This is stay strong, stay balanced, don't take it personally. Godspeed to your masculines right now, feminines. What is happening? Yeah, here's the final healing. So this is the alchemy that can happen when both counterparts have come through this purification and into peace. So some clouded vision. Masculines didn't quite know firsthand about whatever this other energy was. The examples that came through specifically, or it could be anything for your situation. Masculines needed to have discernment firsthand. They needed to go through those rites of passage and those experiences to be sure. The knowledge of good and evil, so they could come and be full all in. Whatever these other energies were, for a time, your masculines were confused about which one was the more unconditionally loving, higher frequency way. Even though they didn't feel on every level, they could feel an energetic contradiction for those other things. They needed to know what that was about so that they could master. That doesn't mean they gave into it or were ensnared and entrapped by it. Clearly, they're coming out of it, but they still, nonetheless, for their missions, for their soul prints, needed to understand what the factors are involving those things, and your connection is a contrast for those things. What's happening in the near future? Feminines are letting go of control and really taking an open, curious approach to all of it. I'm walking on sunshine. That song just came in. So yeah, feminines are staying in the light, even in uncertainty. Wow. Yep. What can we see for what is hidden here? 3 of Swords. So the swords we put in our own hearts, feminines, those are the things that are hidden, that are being surgically removed right now by focusing on the light. These swords are falling away. Like that first message where the last bit of healing is going to be completely witnessed for what it is once these counterparts come in. That's the final confirmation. So right now, even without looking at the pain, just this safe, open energy that the feminines are in is actually neutralizing these things. And when your masculine comes in, it will be evident these are no longer there. These are the shadowy influences that keep you guarded And so right now that you're good, even though your masculine is probably more ensnared in something than they ever have been, so that it's at its breaking point or the end. They've never been more curious if those other paths are for them than now. And then a split second later, they choose against those things, and union truly begins. That goes hand in hand, feminines, with you being in this Empress energy with or without them. This is also how the swords fall. These swords are here when we're in fear of being hurt. When we don't put ourselves in harm's way and we have ultimate peace and wholeness as the reason for that, these swords are fictitious. They have no power over us. They're not applicable. We're not even in the same world, the same dimension as those kinds of occurrences. And so as you elevate up out of that dimension, your masculines are elevating up out of that dimension too. What's coming? Coming out of hermit mode. Here's that star path of destiny. So both in our own ways are coming out of isolation, out of introspection, out of inner processing and into union. I'm hearing again. Let's have a look at, let's get one last card here. Autumn Skies Inspiration Deck. Intimacy and divine intervention. Wow, okay. Intimacy. Practice unconditional love. Balance inner feminine and masculine. Nurture your relationships. Let yourself be truly seen. We are all mirrors. And divine intervention. Go with the flow. The universe supports you. Have faith in perfect timing. Look for synchronicities and expect miracles. All right. Many blessings, everyone. Bye for now.